Greetings and welcome to this episode of Everyday Enchantment. I'm your host, Stacey Andon, and today is a conversation I have been waiting for since I started the podcast because I have one of the most delightful people on the planet here with us today, Wendy Wright. And for those of you maybe local or in the local community of the Book of Faces, you might have seen Wendy already featured in my Facebook group and in other places because Wendy is my stylist. And I want to give a little intro to you about her background. So, she is, as I call all these entrepreneurs, badass entrepreneurs, because hey, it takes a lot of work and effort to create your own company, to go out and say, hey, I'm doing this out in the world. So, all the things that happen behind the scenes, we as entrepreneurs are always talking with each other, getting support. It is a brave act in and of itself. And Wendy comes with a background of a certified personal trainer. So she's all like, I go to her about body stuff as well as personal style. And what I love about Wendy as a stylist is she wants me to look amazing as me in a very everyday sense. So this is not about trying to find the latest couture outfits out there. This is about really feeling amazing in your body, how it is with the clothes and the options and the choices you have around you so that you absolutely like step out your front door, step in front of a camera and the essence of you shines. Wendy has a superpower of bringing out women's natural shine. She works with men too, but I have to say, women are her specialty. And every person I've ever seen who has worked with Wendy has had dramatic, like before and after, there's just a glow. So that's what I'm going to say. She also is a makeup enhancer, which, as somebody who was scared to death of makeup for the longest time, Wendy has helped me also just make it practical and easy, which is all about this podcast. When we're talking about enchantment, we're not talking about, hey, here's 300 steps that you need to do for your personal style, your makeup, any of that. Wendy, what am I missing? What else could you add about your
Stace, that
background?
was just lovely. Thank you. I think you
Oh,
nailed it, my dear.
awesome.
So,
Today I wanted to have you on, Wen, because I wanted to talk about authentic style. And I
okay.
think tell me what you think about this. And I know you and I have had a lot of conversations in the past, and we've done workshops together as well. So much of our upbringing, at least for me, it was like, this is the uniform you're supposed to wear when you become an adult, when you go to work. What, like, this was like, there, if there was a book of like style and clothing rules, we
Yes.
all learned something along the way, what we were supposed to do regardless of our body types, regardless of whether it felt good to us.
Yeah.
And most importantly, like there was always for me this disconnect between what I really wanted to wear, what felt authentic to who I am, and
Okay.
then what again, what the rules were.
Right.
Pantyhose, black suits. I mean, I grew up in that world of very kind of formal corporate wear.
Okay.
And you helped me break out of that. And I thought maybe you could share a little bit about your philosophy.
And Stace, I might add, you helped me when we had that pivotal conversation. Do you remember that? I
Yes,
think
I
we were
do.
in Fox and Fern and we
Yes.
had a conversation about this. So I think we helped each other that day. Um, I was probably subscribing to those same rules and guidelines that you were brought up with, thinking
Mhm.
we had to dress a certain way at certain events. And for me, it was also there was a lot of respect behind it because I would speak with managers, they had dress codes
Yeah.
and things like that in a work situation. And
Yeah.
I heard it from them, and then I heard, from the usually women that were struggling with some of the issues there. And so I got a lovely, just a cross section of what was going on. So, but when we had our conversation, I remember I was going to do a workshop and I was going to wear, it was for an accounting firm and
Mm.
it was a style workshop. and
Mhm.
I was going to dress like an accountant,
Mm.
corporate wear.
Yeah,
Stace, am
I
I a
get it.
corporate kind of person?
The opposite of corporate wear
So,
in the best way.
and you challenged me. You challenged me. Like, when that is just so not you. And you're not an accountant. So why this was you speaking to
I said
me.
that to you, yeah.
You said that to me. So, and you said, why do you have to wear that? And this was you speaking as a life coach and challenging me, and a light bulb went off.
Mhm.
And I I started just from that moment really believing in authenticity.
Yeah.
And I remember having that same conversation. I told my sister about the conversation that we had, and she says, "When if I were at this accounting firm and you came in to give a talk," she said, "I'd find you much more interesting if you dressed
Mm.
the way you really are."
Yeah.
So I did a just a complete change thanks to you and how I felt about authenticity and bringing it about. I think you can dress respectfully of the corporation or the situation that
Sure,
you're in.
absolutely, wherever the environment
Absolutely. But
is.
I totally know you can be yourself.
I love this. And one
Um,
of the things that kinda tagged onto this, and I hope you don't mind me sharing. We'll edit it out if you don't. But one of the things that I felt like just we went a little bit deeper into this authenticity.
yeah,
First, just giving ourselves permission, which was an absolute, like, beautiful step. So if you're listening to this and you're kind of in a rule, some fashion rule or whatever
yeah,
rule, ask yourself, if it doesn't really feel true to you, how can you show up more authentically? Again, being respectful of whatever, whatever environment you're in, but
yeah.
be you. What changed me, and I think I heard you say it to somebody else, maybe a client, and then I was like, I stole it for myself. You
Okay.
asked them to describe themselves.
Yes.
Like, use a couple adjectives. And I remember thinking, okay, like, I always want to be approachable. I want to have a little, like, I feel a little whimsical, like I like adventure. I have a little adventurous, but I don't want to be so over the top. Like, I want things to be comfortable as well too. And I remember when you did that exercise with that client, you asked them those adjectives. You
Okay.
said, okay, now, how does that show up in what you're choosing to put on your body?
Yes.
I think I went home that day, when I'm not kidding, looked
Yeah.
at my closet, it was like, if it didn't align with how I described myself,
Okay.
right? If it felt too formal or too structured or too stiff or whatever it was,
Yeah.
I did a massive, and I know, I've done some massive closet cleanings as a result of
Sure.
just all of the work you've taught me over the years. Cleaned everything out. Instantly, I felt lighter. I felt so much more joy about what was in my closet, right, to wear. And
Yeah.
I got rid of, and I'm curious if you found this to be true with other people, a lot of the drama in the morning about getting dressed.
Oh, Stace,
Which is like the worst thing. We all get it. The
you
arguing and
nailed
putting
it.
on 20 outfits in the closet.
Yes. Oh, I love how, first of all, I love that you went home and did that. And remember,
Mhm.
we call that, because you're going to love the title, style intention.
Oh, I love it.
What is the intention that
Mhm.
you want to put out there for yourself? But how
Yeah.
do you want the world to see you? And you said whimsical, approachable, but yet polished.
Yeah, I absolutely
And
like a little polish in there.
absolutely,
I got a little classic in me too, just a
yes.
little, yeah.
Yeah, you
I
do.
do.
But I love how you work all of those different aspects of yourself into it. For example, right now your earrings are whimsical.
Mm. Thank you.
You're laid back but energetic too, Stace. So that's kind of showing in your shirt.
Mm.
It's a beautiful color. It's flattering, and it's not stuffy.
Yeah.
It's not a stiff button down. That's not you. They don't work
No.
at you anyway. But but
I
that
don't know if I
whole
ever owned a stiff butt. Maybe. Probably in my 20s I did, because I thought you should be an adult, and that's what you needed to have.
And I bet you never wanted to wear it, right?
No, I probably never did wear it. It probably sat in my closet.
So, but when you would go to get ready those mornings, it was probably in your closet and you're going,
Mhm.
oh, maybe I should wear that,
Yeah.
but you never wanted to. So,
Yes. And I think that, I mean, this is a practice to me of enchantment everywhere in our lives, but I think clothing is such an interesting place to look because we have been inundated with so many rules. Don't wear white before this particular date.
right.
Don't wear sleeveless if you're a larger woman. Like
Yeah.
all of these made up rules. Who sat back and decided who could wear what and who could wear and when and and again, it's about feeling comfortable in your own skin
Yep.
because when I started to clean out my closet, and I realized, again, this could be fun. It could actually be fun to get dressed because the things that were hanging in my closet were things that actually felt like me. So when I put them on, it's like we all have that outfit when you put it on, you get like
Yes.
bumped up a little bit in
Oh,
your,
yeah.
feeling.
Yes.
I have tried, now again, this is a practice and that's not all equal, but I have tried really with your help over the years, especially because you're an excellent personal shopper. And then we didn't even mention that, but that is another one of your superpowers is not buying things to begin with anymore that don't light me up. Like if I'm like, it's on sale. It fits. It's a size
Right.
smaller than I normally wear. So I feel like whatever all that is that
Yeah.
goes on in our head, again, I know that whatever that is gets put in the closet and then,
And it,
and then sits there and nothing happens to it because it doesn't speak to me the way the authentic,
I
the
know.
authenticity, the pieces that feel really true to me. Like it's a no-brainer to put this shirt on with these earrings. I don't even think about it.
Beautiful, Stace.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, isn't it fun? I mean, you've gotten really good. We go shopping together, Stacy and I, quite a bit.
we do.
I've turned her into a little bit of a monster somewhat, but we are bad influences and good influences on each other.
Yes,
It depends on the day. But
definitely.
you are really good when you know it doesn't work for you. You don't go there. You will
Yeah.
ask. We might go back and forth a little bit, but you don't, and you don't play the games. What if I lose 20 pounds? What if I gain 20? Whatever someone's situation
Yeah.
is, or and you helped me that way too. I made a bad purchase a couple months ago. Remember, I bought.
What did you buy?
I loved the color of the dress, and I'm thinking
Okay.
I am going to make it work, but I
Oh,
couldn't.
yeah.
So I've tried to gift it to someone else, and so we help each other. But it was in my style wheelhouse, and it wasn't expensive, but I still wasted money on it because I was going to try to make it work. And
Yeah, and that's okay if that happens,
yeah,
right?
it's
Like, if we're trying to push a little envelope sometimes,
yeah,
I also think, like and then somebody becomes the recipient, which I have been the recipient of things,
yeah,
in the past, like, "Okay, this works out nicely." So, you're right, like, it doesn't always have to be a home run, but I think to your, question of, like, do I really love this now?"
yeah,
Right? Do you love it now without anything having to change?
exactly.
I mean, that's a great question in life. Like, is this just like, does this add to how I want to show up in the world? Or am I trying to hide? Like, so often, especially when I was overweight in my younger years, I was absolutely using clothes to like, how can I be invisible?
Okay. Yep.
And I think a lot of women picked up like, I don't know what you want to call it, but like, traits or rules around that. And then it's really hard sometimes, I think, to take that first brave act of like letting yourself see you as you are, like the whimsical, like just owning it and then allowing
Yeah.
yourself to step out into it.
It's it truly can be life changing
I couldn't agree more.
when you put on those outfits that have give you that little pop. And why can't our entire wardrobe make
Mhm.
us feel that way? Don't get me
Yes.
wrong, there are going to be certain things that are going to really like I can't wait to wear this. But why can't we have a wardrobe or a closet full of things where you want to get up in the morning and go put that on? Be it more dressy, be it really casual. Like Stacey, that's how I feel now that I'm wearing all the little jumper things. I
Oh, I
cannot
love them.
wait to go put one on because I just feel comfortable. I
Mhm.
feel cool temperature wise because they're linen,
Yeah.
and I feel good in them. They're crazy, but I don't care. That's where I am.
I
And
love it. I love it. And, you know, I think for summer too, because
yeah,
this episode's gonna come out in summertime,
okay.
I think to your point about being comfortable, how many times have we been uncomfortable for the sake of wearing
Yes,
something? It's hot outside. You wanna bare your arms. That's an amendment or a constitutional right to bear or, like, bare your
absolutely.
arms, do
Yes,
your thing, like, this idea of, like, sacrificing comfort for I know that's not who you are, and it's not who I am either, but I think a lot of us can get caught up in that,
yes.
particularly well, who am I to wear a bikini or whatever you wanna wear in the summer? Guess what? Your body, you feel good in it, do it. That's how I feel.
I agree. I agree. We may have discussed this before, but when it comes down to the sleeveless thing,
Mhm. Yeah,
um,
what's your take? Tell me what your take is.
I say you go with it. You got to be, and when I say comfortable at my age now, I mean not comfortable just in my skin, but
Mhm.
comfortable with my external temperature on my skin. So,
Amen to that.
um, I mean, do I always, I'm still kind of pale and, I haven't gotten a lot of sun. I don't mean a
Mhm.
lot, but I still feel a little like I want to just have a little bit of color and
Mhm.
I'd feel a
Mhm.
little bit more confident. But do I still go out in sleeveless things? Could my arms be more toned? Hell yes. But I
Yeah,
don't care because I don't want to be hot.
yeah.
And I get hot more often now. Um, and like my mom and I had this conversation. She's in her 80s.
Mhm.
Um, and she's worn sleeveless for forever. And I've always been so proud of her
Mm.
because she lives in the South, and they can be a bit more proper
Yeah,
with certain things. And
absolutely.
I just love that she will go sleeveless. And she said, "Honey, I'm thinking I should stop." And I said, "Mom, do you get hot? It's 98 degrees and humid there." And she goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, maybe you should just rethink that statement you just made.
Wow.
Do what you want to because you look amazing and you are amazing."
So I love this in terms of authenticity and style and like again how what somebody can take out of listening to this conversation. If you've got a lot of rules around what you wear, how you're wearing it, what you're doing, we are encouraging you to break. Maybe just start with one rule, right? Maybe it is the sleeveless rule or the comfort rule or the like making having some of your clothes really align with more your personality and looking at things that way.
Yeah.
I do like to experiment too because I think it's fun to as much as I've like kind of culled a personal style over the years, which you've helped me
Yeah, yeah.
do, which takes the stress out of like again, I don't like a lot of drama. I had a lot of drama in the closet over the years in my life
Okay. Yeah.
crying, trying things on, it didn't fit, everybody's not gonna judge me, you name 'em, the drama,
Oh,
I had it. And, and even when I lost weight, I still had a lot of drama, so it's
okay.
funny, to me, it's not just about size, it really is what's going on in our heads,
Absolutely.
and giving ourselves more permission that we don't the world doesn't have to agree with whatever it is. It's more important that you really love and feel it first and foremost, like using that as the barometer before you say, okay, what is this function in the event? And, what's
Yeah.
the tone? I want to make sure I'm always in my own tone.
Right. Yeah. And
Yeah.
if you do that, I think the whatever the world rules are, but you are going to feel confident and competent, and the world's going to come around you and just it's going to conform to how confident you feel.
That's a really good point. It almost doesn't matter what exactly, right? Because it's clothes have energy, just like everything is energy. And it's interesting to me too. We could talk about color for a minute because I always say to you, I can't wear that color. I can't wear that color. I can't do that color.
Right.
And you have expanded my belief around I can pretty much wear any color. It just depends on the hue or the tone of the color.
Absolutely.
And so I have gotten a little bit more adventurous, like, for
Yeah.
example, wearing orange, which I never thought I would ever wear
And I
orange.
love it on you.
Thank you. And
Mhm.
so I think, again, having a little bit of playfulness to it, can be fun when you start like, instead of like, "Oh gosh, I gotta break all the rules and I gotta be serious about breaking the rules," like, just be like,
Yeah.
"Ooh." Tell me when people start to think about, like, what their personal style is, or you have a client and you're starting to think about, like, what's your approach to helping them kind of make some choices or do some things that feel really aligned? Like, how do you help them kind of if they're a little bit more of, like, the kind of former where they have really followed a uniform or something that for most of their fashion lives?
Stace, one of the first things I do is like we spoke of before, I have them do the style intention
Ooh,
to
yeah.
give me three adjectives that describe yourself. And
Love it.
then, I ask them, is your current wardrobe
Mm.
projecting that? And if they say no, then I hold their hands. And if I'm at their house
Yep.
and I'm working with their current wardrobe, I can piece together a few things that they could try on in a different manner than they've
Mm.
always been wearing it, so that
Okay.
they could possibly see
Yeah.
that there are other options, that yes, you do have some of these things that equal your style intention.
Mhm.
They just may not know or have the confidence yet to put them together. um,
Got it.
if it's a color thing, I'm sure there's either a scarf or a t-shirt, even if it's someone else's, or a towel that I can put up, just near their face, and we can look in the mirror and I can say, can you see what that is doing?
Yeah.
Or I might suggest, you know what, if you have some earrings in a color that
Mm.
you're a little nervous about wearing, start there.
Oh, I love it. I
And if
love that.
you're shopping, this is my favorite part about
Yeah.
taking people shopping. Um, I get them in the dressing room, and I have an
So they're
idea.
naked and they can't come running out. Okay.
Yeah, we frown upon that at certain times. They can only do that for 5 minutes at a time. Um, the store usually has something to say,
This is true.
but
This is true.
but
We're not trying to break any of the rules in the store. Go ahead.
right, right. Now, but I purposely go out and pull things that I'm thinking may look great on them,
Yeah.
but they would never ever try on themselves. And
You do that with me all the time, and I have found so many things that I'm like, "Wow, I love this," and I wouldn't like, again, just being open to the like, that's
being
enchanting to
open,
me, and what's enchanting about it too is I'm not having to do all the heavy lifting. I know a lot of people probably out there are like, "Oh, a stylist kind of feels like, something like, do I really wanna spend" and maybe not, I don't know, but, like,
right?
to me, it's like, yeah, you do wanna spend the money on a stylist like Wendy, because there's so much enchantment when the person who is outside of your perspective, it's like a coach, seeing something
Absolutely.
from outside of when you're in it, and then offering you new perspective, offering you a new color, offering you something that
Right.
just expands. This isn't about, and this is what I love about you, Wendy, this is about trying to change people or make them into something.
The
This is
opposite.
about expanding their radiance, their glow, their shine that they already have. And
Absolutely.
most of us have only tapped in to a very little bit of it. And you just go, "Ooh, let me show you all this, girlfriend." You do it with men too. I don't wanna downplay the men, but I
No.
just see the transformation that's not just about the clothes when you're working with somebody.
Right, Stace. No, it's the clothes are a catalyst to the
Mhm.
transformation. And if that's where you need to start, some people, Stace, as you know, may need to start with a life businessy coach like you
First.
first. Some
Yep.
people may, and then they're like, oh, yeah, yeah, I'm confident now. I'm going to try some of
Mhm.
these things with my style and wardrobe. Some
Yeah.
people kind of start with me, and then that starts a nice, just good snowball effect. And they see how this can make them feel, just
Yeah.
feeling better in what they're wearing. And then they seek help in other areas because they know that they've got it. They can do it.
I love this. Clothes can be the catalyst for transformation. And
Absolutely.
you're
It's
right,
not,
it can be anything, but I don't think we think about that as much, that clothes absolutely can serve that part. I mean, we know when we have a nice outfit, when it really rocks and we
right.
feel good, but are we being as intentional with our whole closet? And I know you and I differ on this as well. I'd rather have 10 pieces that I absolutely love and I will wear them to death
Yep.
for as long as that they have that sparkle, and then I'm like, "All right, I will donate them or give them to somebody else, and then
Yeah.
I want to have a few new pieces." I don't need to have so much anymore. I've noticed that about myself. I don't need to have the quantity as much if the quality is like really satisfying to me. This is
Right.
something I've realized about myself in other parts, to your point, that once you do it in one way, then you realize how it touches your life in other ways. Like
Yeah.
that, I probably learned that first through clothes.
That stays, and that's a wonderful thing because you're not buying as much. You're helping the environment. That's a
Yep.
great sustainability. All of those lovely things.
Now I do have an earring, a little bit of an earring obsession.
You do, and I like that because you've given me
So
half of the earrings that I own.
I
Wendy.
love those.
Thank
Love, love,
you.
love.
Thank you. Literally.
So
So
when if somebody did want to like again, I don't know what, because you're so in touch with the trends and tips and things, and not that what I do love about you're not just telling us, hey, do this because everybody else is telling us to do it. But if somebody wanted to kind of shake it up a little bit or try something this summer, what are you offering? What are you noticing that's kind of fun? Would it be to start with kind of like a little bit wilder earring or jewelry or accessory and see? I mean, that to me is a safer place to start, because if it doesn't work, you can always yank it off.
yeah, Stace, I would. I think that is a great idea. It could always be with an accessory if you wanted to be a bit more adventurous.
Yeah.
What if you're the person? I've encountered so many women that say, "I never wear dresses." I would say,
Mm.
think of that thing that you say you never wear.
Oof.
And first of all, why is it? Is it because, and when they say because they never work for me, I know that opens a
Mm.
door that maybe they just haven't been trying the right ones on.
Yeah.
I would say think about those things that you never think you want to do,
Mhm.
and maybe go just window shopping and try some different things on.
I love this.
I'm thinking summer, and
Yeah, because dresses are the easiest
the
uniform of
easiest.
this is just me, Stacey Ann, saying this, but I don't know if you haven't found a dress you love, go try on some different styles because
Absolutely. There are
do it.
maxi dresses, there are middies, there are tank dresses. I mean,
Mhm.
dresses changed my life
Yeah.
because and because of the way I'm shaped.
Mhm.
They're just they're more flattering if it's the
Mhm.
right shape.
Sure,
You know,
sure.
yeah. And they're just in a way they're freeing. They
Yeah.
are. It's one piece.
Yes, and
So I
that takes some of that stress. I know one of your taglines is taking the stress out of getting dressed, which I
yes,
love. It takes some of that stress out, and when you're hot, if you live somewhere like we do where it's in the 90s, you're
exactly.
already sweating on the sweating in the morning at 8
Yeah.
AM. I don't wanna have to be overthinking what I'm putting on my body.
No, and they're just so easy. And to
Yeah.
expand on that, challenge people to think about the easiest go-to outfit that they can put together, and maybe
Mm.
have one or two. Maybe it's a dress
Okay.
kind of personal uniform.
Okay.
You might have a few dresses. Maybe I have some good friends who love and look fantastic in the sporty skirts with the
Oh,
tank top.
yeah. I have one on underneath this
See,
top. I got a squirt on. Yeah, it's very
perfect.
perfect summer thing.
Yeah, something like that. Or maybe if you're a jeans person,
Mhm.
come up with a version that's cropped, or roll them up like a boyfriend that's
Yeah.
just looser
Yeah,
and lighter in
yep,
color, so that they just don't get as hot and
yeah.
uncomfortable.
So instead of thinking, "Oh my gosh, today I gotta wear jeans, tomorrow I'm gonna wear dress," like, you're just like, "Hey, this summer is going to be I'm gonna tie it to my intention. I'm gonna use the dress as my summer kind of uniform, and I get fun and do it a lot of different," like, because again, anybody who doesn't follow Wendy yet, follow her because she will give you every tip and all the things to take one thing and wear it like 5, 6, 8.
Yeah,
I feel like
love doing that.
all the different things. It's like one of your very much your superpowers in the world because I'll go, oh, I didn't even think about that. And I'll look at all the
Thank
ideas you give
you.
us. And so that also takes some of the drama out and all of it. I've used that I have a very much a personal uniform in winter. I know it because you've helped me, like a blouse and a little like boyfriend jean and a cardigan, and I'm good to go in
Good.
the winter. I don't
Right.
have as much a summer uniform. So I'm gonna take this challenge with everybody listening that I
Okay.
am gonna also think about what is my summer intention in terms of like what adjectives for this particular time right now, and
Okay.
what can I pair it with? Because I think why not make it easier and more simple? That just already feels more magical to me than overthinking.
Excellent. Oh, and Stacey, I love
Yeah,
how you're going to do the intention kind of for the summer.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
'cause we evolve and change.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I wanna be well, number 1, they say it's gonna be a warm summer here in Baltimore. I want to be cool. I'm like you,
Yes.
the hormones and everything get going in me, and I need to be cool. And
Okay.
then I'm also again, you go into any restaurant or any place inside, and it's like 50 degrees and you're freezing. So, like,
See?
again, kind of thinking about like in my uniform, in my intention, how I want to do that, and then just have a couple pieces because that is me. Have a
Yes.
couple pieces and then just wear them, wear them, wear them, wear them, wear them, wear them. So if you're out, if you're local and you're running into me, you're gonna see me maybe in the same thing, and that's okay because
That's so okay. I love
that,
that about,
yeah,
yeah.
that I've decided that whatever that rule was, you couldn't wear the same outfit more than what I've decided I don't care about that rule.
And
It doesn't work for me.
Stacey, that rule's been thrown
Has it
out.
been done? Okay.
I
I
would
don't know.
challenge you, just because it's fun and creative,
Yeah.
to, if you are going to wear something more often,
Yeah, tell
you
me.
know, you can
Give
switch
me
it
a
up.
yeah. Do a
You know,
different like, just do it a little bit differently.
just do it a little bit differently, just to keep the fun in
Okay.
it. And because you
Okay.
love a good challenge,
I do.
and it could be an accessory,
Okay.
um, or it could be, I don't know, you could style your hair differently. That counts too. Just do
Mm.
something, or it could be a
Okay.
different sandal.
Okay.
Maybe you wear it with a cute tennis shoe. I don't know, but just do
All
something
right.
different. Yeah.
So I'm totally taking this challenge on. Any listener listening, you can jump in on this challenge with us. And if you want to know more information, because Wendy is always offering great places to find things, great ways to style something 20 million ways that you never thought. Easy, simple. This is everyday enchantment is about simple, but also being again connected to what lights us up and the beauty and having fun with makeup, having fun with clothes. To me, why not? if
Yeah.
it
Why not?
it's like it just gets to be an expression if you don't overcomplicate it with again all the things we've talked about in this
Yeah.
episode. So keeping it simple, choosing one thing to do in this challenge, coming over to my group, Everyday Enchantment, talk about it. Wendy's in the group as well. You want to ask a question or talk about any of this stuff, share your summer intention with us. We can't wait to chat about all the things. And Wendy, thank you so much for being here. Where can people find you if they're, and I will put it all in the notes, but if they want to follow you, where's the best place to find you out in the worlds?
Stacey, if they would like to chat with me, it would be at my work email address, which is Wendy at therightfit.net.
Okay.
And that's right with the W.
Got it.
WRIGHT. And I also have a Facebook page, and I don't remember the name of it.
I think it's just The Right Fit, but I will link everything. I will link everything. And I would say, and I don't know, Wendy does also have amazing newsletters that have all sorts of just beautiful, fun things and tips and ideas. So you might want to just get on a newsletter list so that anytime there's something fun she's sharing, you're getting to see it. A lot of it's video, which I love because then I can see what you're doing and then copy it, do it in the privacy of my own home if I'm messing it up.
There you go. Thank you, Stacey. Yeah, and my newsletter is probably the way I communicate the most.
Yeah.
And people can sign up right on my website.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, we will put all of that in the show notes. Wendy, thank you so much for being here. It's always fun to have these kinds of conversations. And we will see you on the flip side. That's it for now, loves. Thank you for tuning into this episode. Get all the juicy details and links we've mentioned in the show notes. If learning more about how you can use your own enchantment to live a oh hell yes life, come get your own coaching session with me by going to staceyandon.com and signing up for my homepage. And as always, come chat with me about this topic and all things enchantment in my Facebook group, Everyday Enchantment. See you on the flip side.